You take out your mobile phone, you find an awesome 2D website. You pop it into your beautifully designed headset, and then boom, with no friction, you're looking at it in 2D. Because of course, like we said this morning, we support all sites. But there's just a little problem. It's kind of lame to do that in 2D. I mean, the DOM's amazing, but we're stuck on this canvas? No. That is whack. Now, over in WebGL land, they can do this stuff, this is from Marpy, from Obscura. Oh my God, it's amazing. But we all know the downsides of WebGL. I mean, you gotta know this, which most of us don't know. Most sites aren't built in WebGL. And then WebGL has also got usability implications. I mean, imagine a web in the 90s where each of us had to implement our own scroll bars, and site to site to site, you had to learn a new control scheme. Like, it would not have taken off. Consistency of usability, consistency of performance was like the web's secret weapon. I don't think we appreciate that. So in a world where everything is an imperative black box of WebGL, what are we sacrificing? Don't get me wrong, I love it. We built A-frame on it. Like, I really love WebGL, but I don't want to lose all the cool stuff about the DOM. So you've got your hiking.ca site. You got let's say a background image you want to show. You use a CSS property and a media query that detects your in VR mode to just pop a 360 background in there. You say, instead of having your content mapped onto this opaque quad, you make the background transparent. And then you take those DOM elements and you push them off into 3D space a little bit. You differentiate based on ZDef. ZDef is like the drop shadow of VR, even though a little bit is very noticeable for differentiating elements. This would be really easy to do. I know, because everything you're seeing is actually real code. I built this on top of 3JS. So this is using the CSS render in 3JS overlaid with the WebGL render in CSS from 3JS. And I'm just kind of like hacking and mashing up these ideas in here. But I gotta say, like, it's shockingly fast and easy to block out an immersive web experience with full backwards compatibility using just a little bit of CSS and kind of faking some of these properties we're talking about. At Mozilla, we actually built an entire browser this way. We alluded to this in the morning, wherever that is. And it's actually really fun. Like, my most retweeted tweet ever was me putting up Neuromancer onto an iframe on DOSBox running in ASM.js and making it like 10 feet tall. It turns out that's really fun. I'm really excited about this. I've got some ideas. We've got some ideas in the team about declarative content creation tools, 360 backgrounds, media queries, stereo DOM. I think a model tag makes a ton of sense, and that's a huge topic in and of itself. But like, thank God for Cronus and Tony and Neil and the GLTF people, because it seems to be just here at the right time. I think some really cool stuff happens where we need to figure out a permissions model for this. Like, let's say you can actually like push content out. Well, how do I prevent a site from pushing right into my face? Well, the cool thing is the browser can actually index and parse this stuff, so we can protect you. We can impose like a security zone beyond which sites can actually not extend unless you grant them something akin to a full screen permission, wherein they can now actually expand and take up the full space. You can imagine the web is fluid on the X and the Y. What if the web became fluid on the Z? And it was up to the user agent to say, I know you want to be 100 meters deep and 100 meters behind me, but you know what? You're in my OS view. I'm going to compress you down. And the site just responsibly, fluidly collapsed in the Z-plane. Really interesting stuff. You can even go on a little bit further. Imagine if CSS had sort of physically based materials, where a site could look like that on a low-end machine and look like that on a high-end machine, and basis of competition between browser engines became how beautifully did they render glass. Imagine a web that got more beautiful over time as computing power actually improved, all declarative. The last thing I'll say here is, imperative black boxes are great, thank God we got them, but goddamn, they're boring to try and build a user experience on top of. If we can parse that content at the user agent level, there is unbelievably science fiction products that we can create that, if you just spend a little bit of time thinking about it, I think you'll come to the same conclusions I have, are going to be truly mind-blowing. Like, that's your pop-up blocker. It's a personal safety zone, which becomes a permission. You want to get close to me site? You got to get a permission to get intimate with me. Do you want to actually reach out and drag that image to your desktop? Well, in VR, so you're reaching out across the room and pulling that element and actually looking at it. We can do it because we're actually parsing that content. Beyond the browser, you can probably hear it in my voice, like, I am more excited about this. Like I said this morning, I kind of hope the browser that we design is obsolete in a year. I hope that people are still using this in 20 years to build billions and billions and billions of sites. So if you want to talk about this stuff, find me, and let's hash out how the heck this would work. Thank you.